Forget expensive SUVs, forget luxury RV, and forget everything you thought a motorhome was supposed to be, because this six-wheel monster is trying to combine all three into one machine. The 2027 Titan 6x6 looks like a military expedition truck from the outside, but step inside and you're surrounded by luxury, technology, and a living space designed to take your entire world off the grid. 6 massive tires, a high-clearance chassis, a futuristic cockpit, a tactical luxury interior, and enough equipment to make a normal RV look completely ordinary. But here's the question: why would anyone build something this extreme? The answer starts with one simple idea. What if the road was no longer a limit? Most luxury motorhomes are built to make highways more comfortable. The Titan is built around a completely different fantasy. Leave the highway, leave the city, leave the pavement, and keep going. That philosophy is visible from the very first look. The front end is huge, aggressive, and unmistakably intimidating. A massive vertical grille dominates the face, surrounded by sharp black bodywork and bright orange accents. Slim LED headlight cut across the front like blades, and underneath them sits a heavy-duty bumper with recovery hardware and serious protection. Nothing about this design says ordinary RV. It looks like a vehicle built to enter places where normal luxury vehicles wouldn't even try. Then you see the wheel. Not 4, not even 5, 6 massive off-road tires spread across 3 axles, and suddenly the entire vehicle makes sense. The Titan isn't trying to hide its size, it's using that size as part of its identity. Huge tire, huge ground clearance, huge body, huge presence. But the most interesting part is what happens behind the cab, because this isn't simply a 6-wheel truck. The rear section is an entire luxury living module: tall sidewall, dark tinted windows, heavy exterior panels, multiple storage compartments, a dedicated side entrance, an external ladder, and a roof packed with expedition equipment. From the side, it almost looks like someone took a private luxury apartment and mounted it on an extreme off-road chassis. And that's exactly why this machine is so interesting. It's not just about reaching the wilderness, it's about taking luxury with you. Imagine driving through the mountain. The pavement disappears, then the gravel disappears, then the road disappears completely. With a normal motorhome, that's where your trip ends. With the Titan concept, that's where the trip gets interesting. Now step inside. The rear cabin immediately changes the mood. The exterior is aggressive, the interior is control. Black material, dark surfaces, bright orange accent, warm lighting, rugged flooring, and storage everywhere. But this isn't luxury for decoration, it's luxury designed around real adventure. Tools have dedicated places, emergency equipment is organized, storage compartments are built into the walls and lower sections. The seating is comfortable, but still rugged enough for an expedition environment, and that's an important difference. A traditional luxury RV asks, how comfortable can we make the journey? The Titan asks, how comfortable can we make the destination? Because once you arrive, you don't need a hotel, you already brought one. And then you look through the window. Outside, there's nothing but mountains, snow, rocks, and wilderness. Inside, there's warmth, lighting, equipment, and shelter. That contrast is the entire reason this vehicle exists. You don't have to choose between adventure and luxury. You take both. Now move into the driver's cabin. This is where the Titan starts feeling less like a motorhome and more like a futuristic command center. The steering wheel carries the same black and orange theme. A digital instrument display sits directly in front of the driver. Multiple screens dominate the center dashboard. Navigation, vehicle information, camera systems, control interfaces, everything is positioned around the driver. And when you're operating a vehicle this large, technology isn't just about looking futuristic, it becomes part of the experience. You're sitting high above the terrain. You have a commanding view through the huge windshield. Large side mirrors give you visibility around the massive body. And from behind the wheel, you're not simply driving a camper, you're commanding a 6-wheel expedition machine. But there's one thing we have to be honest about. The images show us the design of this concept, but they don't confirm an official production engine, horsepower figure, transmission, or final drivetrain specification. So we're not going to invent numbers. What we can say is that a vehicle this large would need a serious heavy-duty powertrain. The priority wouldn't be winning a drag race, it would be torque, durability, traction, cooling, and control. Because the real test isn't how fast this thing can accelerate, it's whether it can keep moving when the terrain gets ugly. And that brings us to the biggest question: how does the Titan compare with other 6-wheel luxury machines? Take the Mercedes G63 6x6. The G63 6x is outrageous, it's powerful, it's luxurious, it's exclusive, and its six-wheel design turned the idea of a luxury off-roader into a symbol of extreme wealth. But the Titan takes that philosophy somewhere else. The Mercedes is a luxury off-road performance machine. The Titan is an off-road luxury home. One is designed to arrive at the destination in style, the other is designed to let you stay there, and that's a completely different kind of luxury. But there is a downside, actually several. A machine this large would be expensive, heavy, complex, difficult to park, and almost certainly demanding to operate compared with a normal SUV. You wouldn't buy this because it's practical, you'd buy it because practical isn't the point. The point is freedom. Imagine waking up in the mountains without checking into a hotel. Imagine carrying your own equipment instead of renting it. Imagine driving into remote terrain and knowing your bedroom is already behind you. That's the fantasy this machine is selling. And when it comes to price, there is no confirmed production MSRP for this concept, but a vehicle combining a specialized 6x6 chassis, luxury living module, advanced electronic, expedition equipment, and custom construction could easily enter seven-figure territory if it were ever produced. At that level, you're not buying transportation, you're buying a completely different lifestyle, a private base, a luxury shelter, a six-wheel adventure machine, and possibly the most ridiculous road trip vehicle imaginable. So, is the Titan 6x6 actually worth it? For most people, no. A luxury SUV would be faster, cheaper, easier to park, easier to maintain, and much more practical every single day. But for someone who doesn't want normal, this is where the equation changes, because the Titan isn't trying to be the best vehicle for everyone. It's trying to be the ultimate vehicle for someone who wants to go where everyone else stops, and that is what makes it so compelling. The six wheels aren't the real story. The aggressive grille isn't the real story. The screens aren't the real story. Even the luxury interior isn't the real story. The real luxury is what happens when you remove the road from the equation. You choose the destination. You bring the house, you bring the equipment, you bring the technology, and you bring the comfort, because when a vehicle is built to leave the road behind, the end of the road isn't the end of the journey. It's where the journey finally begins.